Kamala just announced that FEMA is going to be providing $750 to the victims of Hurricane Helene. She says that this money can be used for, quote, immediate needs and assistance for home repairs, insurance deductibles, and hotel stays. When people see how much migrants are getting paid in sanctuary cities per month compared to the American taxpayers who just had their complete lives destroyed by Hurricane Helene, it feels like a complete ripoff.
This is absolutely unacceptable.
In New York, migrants are getting $1,400 a month in SNAP benefits. In Los Angeles, $1,000 per month. In Chicago, they're getting many benefits. And I know that a lot of this money is state and city funded, but FEMA's had something to do with it as well. Look at this. In 2023 and 2024, the direct funding for migrants through FEMA was over $1.4 billion. That's when you add up the costs that they've spent on the Shelter and Services Program, the SSP, and the Emergency Food and Shelter Program, the EFSP-H. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims of Hurricane Helene. And my question to you is, should the federal government be doing more?
This is completely unacceptable. And I don't understand why anybody will continue to support this administration and what's going on. But we're gonna get into it more. It's another video I want to take a look at really quickly.
Rather vote for a man who is convicted on 34 felony counts, but who is willing to put America first, than to cast a vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. These people are showing us exactly who matters to them. They are showing us every single day who they care about. They have $750 in aid that they are willing to give out to American citizens who have literally lost everything. People's towns, everything have been completely wiped out. They get $750. But when it comes to Ukraine, when it comes to funding other countries, when it comes to rolling out the red carpet and letting millions and millions and millions of illegals come in, you have money for that. You have money to put illegals up in hotel rooms. You have money to send our tax dollars to other countries who's doing God knows what with it. But when we have American citizens here, when they are suffering and who have literally lost everything, our government is MIA. See, this is why I like to vote for facts.
Facts
Over feelings, instead of looking at how nice a person pretends to be. Anybody can put out a good image. Anybody can make themselves look good. But when it comes down to it, look at what they're doing with the money. Look at who is getting the money. And every registered voter should pay attention to this. Pay attention to how this government is spending your tax dollars. When you go to the poll, think about this. I would rather vote.
She spent. I ain't gonna lie to you. And getting just, in my opinion, man, the same reason, because this is absolutely ridiculous. There's no way in certain cities, you got cities like Chicago, New York, places in California, these immigrants are getting $1,000, $1,400 a month, getting food stipends, all these things. But we have a catastrophe in America, and our own, like they said in the video, our own tax-paying citizens that's been paying taxes most of their adult lives are getting $750 when you have lost. What are you supposed to do with $750 when you lost everything? When you lost your home, your cars, you can't work for a while, and they're giving you $750, but they're giving billions to Ukraine, billions to illegal immigrants to enter this country. But I'm gonna tell y'all why. The same reason they're doing this is the same reason that this administration is for open border. They funneling all these people in the first place. They want to secure the vote. The only reason, if you believe that these people truly care about immigrants and migrants and all that stuff, you're insane. The only reason they're doing all these perks, the only reason they're funneling all these people in is because they want them to vote for them. And they, in their minds, they're like, we funnel in 5, 10, 15, 20 million new people. There's no way that anyone else can win in anything. They're always, the Democrats will always be in office just because they have this crazy new influx of voters. That's what all this boils down to. This is all just a power play, just for those that may be confused or they ask themselves, why does these things happen? This happens because they want their vote. As simple as that. And it's wicked because at the end of the day, and the most interesting thing to me, what really confuses me is, and I'm not telling anybody what to do, what to vote for, so don't want anybody to get it mistaken. But what's confusing to me is, if you know your history, right? And I want people to look this up. since like the 1970s, like Black people have been between like 12 to 15% of the population. Today in 2024, we're still like 13 to 14% of the United States population. Meanwhile, all right, think about this for a second. Meanwhile, the Hispanic population has doubled within that time frame. The Asian population has doubled within that time frame. The white population is the only population that's only went down, but the Black population, we have stagnated. And so some people, they may think like, okay, what's the relevancy of that? Like, why does that matter? The that's important because, as we know, political power is based in numbers. The more numbers you have, this is why we always talk about the Black vote, even the Black dollar, the Black dollar, and all those things. The more people you have, you're not a minority anymore. You can become a majority. So that's a whole. This is why. But like I said, this is why they're funneling in so many people. And they call it a replacement theory, and some people say this is a conspiracy theories or whatever, but this is real. If you guys do y'all research on this stuff, they are literally strategizing to replacing the black vote. That's what's going on. If you can't see that, if you don't recognize that, I don't know what to tell you. It's so I don't even want to use the word frustrated, but it's so confusing to me that we have so many people that is in support of this because this is absolutely outrageous. At the route we're going, by 2050, we're still going to be 13% of the population. While I'm not saying this is a slight or anything like that, but the Hispanic population will be over 20%. I think the white population will be, for the first time in American history, like around 50% or slightly under 50%, but we will still be the minority. And it's not only because there's other factors that go into this, like abortion and things like that. Since the 1970s, there have been like over 20 million Black babies being aborted. When that's a whole nation, you add those numbers, if they had children, they had grandchildren, we wouldn't even be a minority in this country anymore. But now, since our society and our culture, we are so pro to things that's destructive to us. It's the strangest things in the world. Whatever, and I'm not gonna say all the time, but a lot of times, whatever hurts us the most for whatever reason is the things that we support. When it comes to things like abortion, and I'm just being real. When it comes to things like abortion, when it comes to things like immigration, we are so pro and just like whatever. This is anybody could come here, but at the end of the day, just being real, it negatively impacts our culture, our community the most. But the thing is, and I'll talk about I'll talk about a lot of my friends with this. The thing is, they have brainwashed so many people to be non-patriotic or to be unpatriotic, I should say. So many people, they want to see the country go down. So they just feel like, okay, as long as America is having its demise, that's fine with me. That's how so many people in the culture feel, because they brainwashed us and groomed us to think that way, but without realizing that is literally leading to our own demise and our own destruction. One of the greatest things that you can do, and I learned this, and what the crazy part is, I learned this pretty much towards the tail end of my military career. I wasn't even the most patriotic person, honestly, while I served in the military. I really wasn't. But towards the tail end, when I got out, I started to look at things and understand things differently. But one of the greatest things you can do, to be real with y'all, is take pride in your country, because at the end of the day, we're not going nowhere. We've been here. We have just as much right, and I'm talking specifically to Black people for a second. We have just as much right to this country as anybody else. Anybody that's native to this, we've been here. I could trace my family lineage back, like my at least 7, 8 generations before me. I could trace it back. So that just goes to show how long we've been here. So we need to take pride in this. Like this is our homeland. This is our nation. You can't just be thinking, oh, I want to see the demise of the country. I want to see America fall down. Because guess what? You don't think that impacts you? You don't think that impacts your family, your legacy, your wealth, all those are your freedoms. Most importantly, your freedoms. You don't think it's other nations across the world that want to violate us? Y'all don't think? I know firsthand they do, because like I said, I served in the military. So people got to take more pride in their homeland, and we got to stop falling for these traps they set us up for. Because all these things that's happening, I'm telling you, by 2028, by 2032, if these things keep happening, especially by 2040, the Black vote will be completely irrelevant, because there are going to be The influx of migrants that's going to be here is going to be ridiculous. They're not going to cater to us. They already don't cater to us as much anymore. But when this happens, when they replace us, they're not going to give a damn about what the black vote's saying, because it's not going to matter. The black vote's going to be irrelevant. So I just want to bring that up for a second, but also getting back to the FEMA thing, right? Because I want to read something real quick. And this is from the New York Post, what I'm about to read. 1 second. And it says, Feds say there's no money left to respond to hurricanes after FEMA spent $1.4 billion on immigrants. So it says Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas, excuse me if I'm not saying his name right, set off outraged Wednesday when he told reporters that FEMA does not have the funds to see American students Atlantic hurricane season after the agency spent more than $1.4 billion since the fall to address the migrant crisis. I'm gonna skip down a little bit, and this is absolutely insane, ridiculous, should never be happening in this country. But it's also why all y'all voters, everybody that's thinking about voting, it's also why you need to think twice before you vote a certain way. Because I'm telling you right now, what they doing right now is gonna get way worse if they get into office for another 4 years. And the governor of Texas, he said this is easy. FEMA immediately stop spending money on illegal immigration, resettlement, and redirect those funds to areas hit by the hurricane. Put America first. It's a simple solution. And Elon Musk, obviously the owner of Tesla, SpaceX, he said, yeah, I agree, the same thing. So this is a very easy, simple solution. Take that money that they allocate to all these immigrants and migrants and take care of their people. Take care of the people from the homeland. But the reason they're not doing it, like I said, is because they want that vote. They want a certain demographic vote. They want to let all these immigrants in, take care of them, give them all these benefits, keep funneling them in so they can vote for them, so they can remain in office forever, because you could never overcome 10, 20 million new people that's going to vote a certain way. That's what they think. So that's all I got in this video. Y'all tell me y'all thoughts. Am I tripping? Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know. I'm always open to feedback, but this is really interesting. But everybody, be strategic, think wisely. That's all I got for y'all. See you guys next video. Peace.